we'll get on to Saturday's game, but I suppose it's important to reflect on Tuesday night. You spoke about the disappointment of mainly more the goals we obviously conceded. What's been the reaction and trend, and have you got out of the players what you wanted ahead of the weekend?
As I've said previously, really, the reaction's very little because I suppose going between games and between the run we've done, it gives you very little time to be out on the training pitch. So again, a late trip back Tuesday, early hours Wednesday morning, Wednesday off. Players that played in the game yesterday out for a little bit of time on the grass, but minimal because again it's a recovery. We'll train this morning. It will be again bright. We'll give them some pictures for potentially what we want to do at the weekend, but the weekend of the game tomorrow becomes the most important thing. And a reaction, I'm not sure you again need a reaction in terms of where we're at. We're on a good run. It's easy to almost get down on yourself a little bit and expect. And certainly from our perspective, there's absolutely no entitlement. Going away from home and getting a point is a good point, regardless of what you do, especially when you, I suppose, reflect and take into account the circumstances we've had in the previous two games where we've played 75 and 45 minutes with 10 men. So as much as there might be a disappointment that says, "Oh, we went away to Torquay and we beat Torquay," that means that we beat everybody else that's placed in front of us. Football's unfortunately not that simple, and that's at any level. So, like I say, we can only affect what's in front of us. We can learn lessons from every game that we play in, but there's only one sort of target on our minds, and that's to make sure we do everything we can to win tomorrow.
So talking about tomorrow, walking head to the Vic. The last game probably is one to forget for us, really. How much does that play into the back of your mind, and how much do you look back at that game back in December and take any of that into tomorrow's game?
No, it's absolutely not one to forget at all. It's one to, again, not so much open people's eyes, but realise what you need to do and where you need to be, and regardless of what you're playing against, teams play in different ways. So again, you probably couldn't have two more contrasting games between Tuesday and tomorrow, to be honest. Different motivation for teams. Kings Lynn, not on the wrong way, but very little to play for. Team that play in a way that allow you to press. Technically, players who want to get on the ball in their own half of the pitch a lot of the time. Against Woking, who are a team who got an FA Trophy semi-final next weekend, opportunity to play at Wembley, or will want to play in that game. Been there myself, and like I say, it's a massive occasion, and one that, again, in terms of experiences, everyone would love to sort of go through that. So, but what they are is really, really hard working. Probably, like I say, an epitome of the manager in terms of how he goes about things. Want the game to be a game that suits them. A real threat from set pieces. We'll press and try and put teams under pressure, and we've got to be good enough to deal with that. They'll try and start the game, regardless of being home or away, on the front foot and be positive. And to be fair, down there, we're out of the game within 17 minutes when we're 2-0 down. And you can't afford to do that from, again, a mistake and a set piece. And that's something that the basics of the game you can't allow to happen. So we know we've got to be switched on. Like I said, we've got to continue with what we're doing. You look at our start to quite a lot of the previous games has been really, really good. It was really, really good on Tuesday, and then we concede a poor goal, and goals don't just change games; they change the mindset of teams. And for 5 or 10 minutes, that was the case on Tuesday. But we've got to go out there with a mentality of knowing what we need to do, and knowing that 3 points is massively important.
I spoke to their manager, Alan Dowson, yesterday, just for the Pills preview show, and he said that it was once again little old Woking compared to Hartlepool, just like he said back in December. And he also spoke about the huge differences between themselves and us, that they only train once a week and got some lads who he doesn't even see, and but despite all that, they'll come up and have a right go and not just sit back. How much do you look at them comments and stuff like that and expect them, as you said, to come up and really have a go, but at the same point compare us to them when he says that they only train part-time once a week and we're full-time, really?
Listen, you take it as it is. In terms of, I thoroughly expect them to come up and have a right go. That's something that they do. I suppose from their perspective, listen, if you want to sort of hide behind a little old, then you can do. What I would say is, like I say, from their perspective, and spoke to Alan back in December, they've obviously got owners coming in that have ambitions for the football club, and are wanting to heavily invest in their squad and make them full time next year. So again, maybe next year they might not have that the opportunity to hide behind what they do. Like I say, I think what you have to do is worry about yourselves. It's easy for people to, and even from my perspective, it'd be easy to say, "Oh, well, we're really doing this," but there's teams in the league that are doing that. You've just got to worry about what yourself. You have your own, like I say, your own resources, your own setup, your own set of players. One thing's for sure, he'll be happy with the group of players he's got, just like I am. And it's about going out and, like I say, and performing. If he didn't feel that, like I say, he wouldn't be sort of saying it. They've been in a position where they are where they are in the league. All the games have been pretty tight. They've got an opportunity to get to an FA Trophy final, which they'll be doing everything they can to sort of try and get to. But listen, they're playing football, and they're turning up. And again, even looking at it from our side of things, very, very lucky to be in a situation where we've been allowed to continue and to carry on playing. And like I say, regardless of what their mindset is going into the game, like I say, that doesn't really affect us. I can't affect that. I'm not really fussed about what their thoughts on it is. We've got to look at it from our perspective and make sure we do everything we can to, I suppose, what's the word? I suppose maybe emphasise that he's right, and if we're the bigger club because of where we've been previously, and that gives us a divine right to win. I hope we do win, but again, that certainly won't be the reason for it.
They've brought players in, Nico Muir being one of them, and he said yesterday how much he'd love for Nico to return to his old club and score the winner or score at least. What's your thoughts on that? And also with them bringing players and other teams doing business, obviously I don't expect you to say names or anything, but what's our current situation in terms of bringing people in before next week's deadline?
Yeah, listen, go back to Neeks. Obviously, comes back to the club. Yeah, listen, I'd love him to score in a 5-1 loss for Woking. But he's a great lad. Made up for him in terms of him going back. He obviously went back down south. He's had some personal sort of issues and things like that, but really, really good character, and was, like I say, was really, really good to have around the place when we came in. He's now got himself obviously back playing football, which is it's great for him, and it'd be good to, like I say, good to see him. Really, really popular amongst the group. So I'm sure the lads that are still here from last year will. It'll be great to catch up. In terms of this, I think everyone at the moment is looking to cover bases in terms of eventualities through the course of the back end of the season, in terms of positions you may need to cover, and we're no different. We're hopeful to be able to, or hoping to be able to get, whether it's 1, 2, 3, whatever it might be, a few things done. They certainly won't be before tomorrow, possibly before Tuesday, and then probably what we're going to have to do is see where we are after Tuesday, and probably be very, very reactive in the fact that anything that needs doing before Thursday. But it's a little bit different this year with the deadline still being the last Thursday in March. But the season obviously runs for an extra month this year than it would in normal seasons. So it is a bit of a longer period of time that you need to, I suppose, prepare yourselves for. So again, I've said it before, it's about bringing the right players in that are going to have an impact on our squad, if you like, rather than just bringing in people in for the sake of it. But we're in a position where if we do need to bring players in, then hopefully we'll be able to do that.
Just obviously talking about the squad overall, just finally, can you just give us a little bit of a squad update and an update on injuries as well heading into tomorrow?
They're all fine, apart from, like I say, young Joe. We'll have a scan next Tuesday, and again, hopefully, come Wednesday, Thursday, when we get the report of that scan, then we've been being over cautious with him, and that will allow us to. For him to come back into the equation. But apart from him, listen, every player probably throughout the National League at the moment has got a niggle of some sort, and have got quite tired legs, and are feeling little different things because the schedule has been relentless. But like I say, everyone's going to have that. So we're fortunate in the fact that we're on a good run. Those little niggles and things that you have feel less severe when you're in good form and you're winning football matches and you're in a good place in the table. And like I say, we've got to make sure we continue that. We keep ourselves in there and we give ourselves the best chance to achieve something come the back end of the season. We put ourselves in a good place, but at the moment we've done nothing. And the next opportunity we have to, I suppose, affect that is tomorrow, and hopefully we can.